गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना जमुना तीरा वनचारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान, सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान। जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की। श्री श्री राम नवमी महामहोत्सव की। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. On the occasion of the appearance of Lord Ramachandra, we are discussing from various pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. And I thought today we will discuss from Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam तो जायमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभक्तेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवद्गीतमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Chapter 10 entitled The Pastime of Rama. भगवान् एष साक्षात् ब्रह्मण्य हरि अंशेन चतुर्भागात् तत्त्वं प्राप्तुरै राम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न इति संज्ञाय तस्यापि भगवान् एष साक्षात् ब्रह्मण्य हरि साक्षात् ब्रह्ममयो हरि अंश अंशेन चतुर्भागात् अंश अंशेन चतुर्भागात् पुत्रत्वं प्रार्थितासुरैः पुत्रत्वं प्रार्थितासुरैः रामलक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न इति संज्ञया तस्यापि भगवानेश साक्षात् ब्रह्ममयो हरि अंश अंशेन चतुर्भागात् पुत्रत्वं प्रार्थितासुरैः रामलक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न इति संज्ञया तस्यापि भगवानेश साक्षात् ब्रह्ममयो हरि अंशंशेन चतुर्भागात् पुत्रत्वं प्रार्थितासुरैः रामलक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न इति संज्ञया साक्षात् ब्रह्ममयो हरि शत्रुघ्न इति संज्ञया तस्या of him Maharaj Dasharatha. Abhi also Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Isha, all of them, Sakshat, directly, Brahmamaya, the Supreme Parabrahman, the Absolute Truth, Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Amsha Amshena, by an expansion of a plenary portion, Chaturtha, by fourfold expansions, Agad, accepted, Putratvam, sonhood, Kartika, being prayed for, Surai, by the demigods, Rama, Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Lord Lakshmana, Bharata, Lord Bharata, Shatrughna, and Lord Shatrughna. Iti, thus, Samjnaya, by different names. Translation purpose by Islamic basic Translation. Being prayed by the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth Himself, directly appeared with his expansions and expansions of the expansions. Their holy names were Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations thus appeared in four forms as the sons of Maharaj Dasharatha. Please look at the translation. Being prayed for by the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth Himself, directly appeared with his expansion and expansions of the expansion. Their holy names were Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations thus appeared in four forms as the sons of Maharaj Dasharatha. Purport. Lord Ramachandra and his brothers Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna were all Vishnu Tattva, not Jiva Tattva. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expands into many forms. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadi, Ananta Rupam. Although they are one and the same, Vishnu Tattva has many forms and incarnations. As confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Ramadi Murti Sukalani Amena Krishna. The Lord is situated in many forms, such as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. And these forms may exist in any part of his creation. All these forms exist permanently, eternally, as individual personalities of God, and they resemble many candles as equally powerful. Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna, who being Vishnu Tattva are all equally powerful, became the sons of Maharaj Dasharatha in response to the prayers by demigods. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Sada Mahyam Madati Swapadantam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganaraghunathan Santam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Hitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhantam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण. First of all, I seek blessings of all the assembled devotees, especially in particular his Ananda Guru, that I can speak something worthwhile. On this auspicious day of Ramanavami, where Lord Ramachandra incarnated. So we can see from this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that Supreme Personality of Godhead himself appeared in 4 incarnations. Generally when we count about the incarnations, we count only Rama. We don't count Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna also as incarnations. Whereas here it is clearly mentioned that all the 4 sons of Dasharath Maharaj, all were Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like Krishna and Balram, both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rama, Lakshmana, and also Bharat and Shatrughna also were Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, we generally worship only Lord Ramachandra. So, in the race of dynasty of Kshatriyas, it's always a great tradition that the kings rule according to dharma. And the dynasty of Lord Ramachandra is well known for ruling according to dharma. So here in the narration of Valmiki Ramayana, there is a description of how and why these 4 personalities have appeared. In the dynasty of Ikshvaku, the mention of Ikshvaku is also there in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna himself tells that these were those great saintly kings who followed dharma. So, in the Bhagavad Gita there is mentioned that Manur Ikshvakave Bhavit. So this science of Krishna conscious ruling is being handed over by me to Manu, and Manu in turn gave to Ikshvaku, and in the same lineage Lord Ramachandra appeared. In the lineage of Ikshvaku, Dasharath Maharaj was ruling from the capital city of Ayodhya. And Dasharath Maharaj had 3 principal queens. One was Kaushalya, Kaikeyi and Sumitra. And even having married these 3 queens, unfortunately Dasharath Maharaj did not have any sons. So he was taking counsel from great saintly persons as to how do these great saintly kings parampara should continue. Unless I have a son who will uphold the dharma of religious principles, how will my establishment continue? So every establishment to continue successfully, we need successful heirs. That is the parampara system. Even it is true in the sense of preaching parampara. Just like when great acharyas appear, they also feel a great need that the successors of ours should have great qualities and great wisdom to rule and preach this Krishna consciousness. So Dasharath Maharaj also had a similar intention of how do this parampara of saintly rulers continue. Whilst at the same time, we all are aware that Brahma had given a boon to Ravana. It appears that these 2 stories sometimes appears to be little disconnected initially. Ravana was a great demon and he wanted to occupy throne of all the demigods. This is general tendency of demons, that they want to occupy the throne of demigods. And all these demigods were also very much harassed. You are ruling on some planet, the demigods have their own abodes. The these demons, Ravana, used to come and throw these demigods out of their court. He used to occupy and say that from now onwards I am Indra. So these all were happening on one side of the reality, and the other side of reality was Dasharatha wanted a saintly son. So upon the council of various brahmanas, Dasharatha had decided that I will perform the Ashwamedha Yajna under the guidance of Rishishringa. So this person Rishishringa, this is also a story of how Rishishringa was lured by Romapad and got married to a queen called Shanta. So this Rishishringa had great mystic powers by which he can grant benediction. So he was invited by Dasharatha Maharaj with the intention that he will be blessing us with a son. So a great sacrifice ensued in Ayodhya, and after the end of the sacrifice, while the sacrifice was going on, demigods approached Brahma and they told that Indra's post is also gone. Till now various other demigods' posts were gone. Now Indra's post is also gone. Ravana has captured the post of Indra. And you have given a benediction. Seemingly Ravana had taken a benediction from Brahma, and the benediction was that no higher beings should be able to kill me, like demigods, Gandharvas, Yakshas. These people should not be able to kill me. And unfortunately Ravana condition of this benediction did not include human beings, because he thought that only superior beings can kill me, if at all they kill me. What to speak of humans? How can they even harm me at all? So the benediction did not include human beings. So all these demigods went and prayed to Brahma. This is the right time. Dasharatha is performing a sacrifice, and if you go and request Vishnu, then Lord Vishnu will definitely accept your request and appear in the house of Dasharatha Maharaja's son. So before this whole transaction happens, Rishishringa benedicts Dasharatha Maharaj, you please go and offer prayers on our behalf and get a boon from Vishnu saying that he will appear. So Brahma also along with these demigods go to Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu grants them saying that not just I, but I will appear in 4 expanded forms to fulfill this mission. So do not fear. So this is the life of demigods. They are attached for their own post and position in this material world. At the same time they want Lord's blessing. But however, Supreme Lord thought that this is a very good opportunity, because one of the statement of Krishna is that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami. So to please the demigods, a similar statement appears in Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 3rd chapter. It says, Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mrudayanti Yuge Yuge. To kill the enemies of Indra, Lord Krishna takes incarnations in every millennium. So this time, Lord Vishnu promised that not just I, but 4 expansions. Expansions or expansions of the plenary portions of the expansions. It is little complicated. When I was reading Valmiki Ramayan, it is mentioned that Supreme Personality of Godhead was complete incarnation, and then Lakshmana, or rather it is mentioned Shatrughna was 1/6 of incarnation, or like that it is mentioned that portion of plenary portion. So Prabhupada used this word in 1st canto chapter 3, but whereas Valmiki says that it is 1/6 of the incarnation. It is quite confusing how there can be 1/6 incarnation. For the Supreme Lord, nothing is impossible. So, when the yajna of Dasharatha Maharaj completed, they made an offering to Lord Vishnu. They made a sweet rice made of rice, milk and sugar, and that was what was considered as yajna phalam. So this yajna phalam, when Dasharatha got the yajna phalam in his hand, he divided that in half. And he gave one half to Kaushalya, another half to Kaikeyi. And then from the half that was given to Kaushalya, that half, 1/4 of that I mean 1/4 of the total, half of which was given to Kaushalya was given to Sumitra. The same thing Kaikeyi also gave 1/2 of her share to Sumitra. So in this way, Sumitra begot twins, that is Lakshmana and Shatrughna, and Kaikeyi begot Bharata, Kaushalya begot Rama. So Lord Ramachandra, so just after this yajna got completed, after 12 months, Lord Ramachandra was born, exactly. So exactly on this day of Ramanavami, the yajna got completed, and exactly after 12 months, Lord Ramachandra was born. And the next day of Lord Ramachandra was born Bharata. And the next day of Bharata, and sometimes it is also mentioned that the same day as Bharata Maharaj was born, little later was born Lakshmana and Shatrughna as twins. So in this way, these four personalities were born. And as soon as these personalities were born, there was great celebration in Ayodhya. All the streets, all the corners of streets were decorated with banana leaves. Even great demigods came and offered flowers on the Ramachandra. Many singers, many dancers were brought into the assembly of Ayodhya. They were dancing for the pleasure of Dashrath Maharaj. And Dashrath Maharaj, being very pleased, he declared that for next 7 years, I will not collect taxes. Generally, a king collects taxes from the citizens and he distributes it. So very pleased that I begot a son, and Valmiki Ramayan takes few verses to describe the beauty of Lord Ramachandra. The tender lips, the tender limbs of body of Lord Ramachandra were so pleasing to the heart. So much so that after 11 days, after 13 days of Lord Ramachandra's birth, or 13 or 11 days after the birth of Lakshmana and Shatrughna, Vashishta Muni came. Vashishta Muni is a family priest of Dashratha Maharaj, of that lineage. So he came, when he saw the beautiful body of Lord Ramachandra, he said that the name of this personality should be Rama. Why? Because just by his presence he gives pleasure to everyone. Rama means Ramayati iti Ramaha. Means one who gives pleasure to everyone is Ramachandra. So then he named the second son of Dasharatha as Bharata. So Bharata means one who burdens, one who takes the burden of, one who carries great burden. It's called Bharata. So he proved to be his name when Ramachandra went to forest. He burdened the ruling of Ayodhya. Even though he was not a king, he acted like a king in a different sense. So that's why he was named as Bharata. Then Vashishta Muni named Lakshmana, the first son of the twins of Sumitra, as Lakshmana. Why? Because he was having wealth of great quality. Lakshmana comes from the word called Lakshmi, or the wealth. Mana refers to qualities. Lakshmana means who is having great wealth of qualities. What qualities Lord Lakshmana exhibited is sacrifice. That was the greatest quality of Lakshmana that he exhibited in Ramayana. We all know when Lord Ramachandra was living in the forest for 14 long years, it is believed that Lakshmana never slept. Whole night he guarded Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra. So much so that Lakshmana's wife, her name was Urmila, if I am not wrong. Urmila stayed back in Ayodhya and Lakshmana went with Lord Ramachandra. So Lakshmana signifies the great sacrifice one has to do to achieve the favor of Lord Rama, even sometimes so much so that one has to give up the association of their own family members. That is the sacrifice Lord Lakshmana is teaching from Ramayana. So Vashishta Muni named the first son of Sumitra as Lakshmana because he will be ocean of reservoir of all good qualities. And the next son of Sumitra was named as Shatrughna because he had the quality of conquering enemies. When he was ruling as a king, he conquered many enemies. Any enemy would attack Ayodhya, would have been immediately vanquished. So in this way, Vashishta Muni named all these sons of Dasharatha Maharaj, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna, Iti, Samgyaya. So in the early life of Lord Ramachandra was very effulgent, very very loving, with full of divine qualities of a king. So the way Lord Ramachandra used to grow up, he saw that he had mastered over all the Vedas. He had complete knowledge of Vedic system, and he used to please everyone by his presentation. So in this way, when Dasharatha Maharaj saw that all these four sons are growing up, it gave great delight to Dasharatha Maharaj. See, my four sons are growing in such a wonderful way. But Dasharatha Maharaj, for the unfortunate situation of Dasharatha Maharaj, he was once visited by Vishwamitra suddenly. So Vishwamitra knew that Dasharatha Maharaj had begot four great illustrious sons. And amongst all these illustrious sons, Lord Rama is very, very powerful. And Vishwamitra knew that Lord Rama is none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead. So at that time, Vishwamitra Muni was performing great sacrifices. He was engaged in doing austerities for his own benefit and for the benefit of everyone. And he was being disturbed by so many demons who were coming and disrupting his sacrifices, his acts of penances. So when he heard the glories of Lord Ramachandra, he felt that Lord Ramachandra is the right person to come and help me in executing sacrifices. That was one of the reasons. Whereas the actual reason was Vishwamitra himself wanted to be a guru of Ramachandra, feel the pleasure of being a guru of Ramachandra. So he came to Dasharatha Maharaj having been uncalled for. And Dasharatha Maharaj, as a very great saintly person, he welcomed Vishwamitra, he gave him nice seat, he did all that formalities that is needed to welcome a great saintly person. And Vishwamitra asked Dasharatha Maharaj that I have come here with a specific purpose and I want a kind of a benediction from you and I hope you will not deny this. So Dasharatha Maharaj said, yeah. Imagine, Dasharatha Maharaj had already told I will not collect taxes for 7 years. He is so happy with having a son like Ramachandra. So he thought, what will generally a Vishwamitra might ask? He is performing, executing sacrifices, he might ask for a hermitage. Or he might ask for some what's there, what's not with me that I can't offer Vishwamitra. So he granted, saying that Vishwamitra, whatever you want to ask from me, you can ask. Generally, when a person is very happy, he just grants benediction. So Dasharatha Maharaj didn't knew what he is going to ask. So Vishwamitra said, when Vishwamitra disclosed his real purpose of why he had come to Ayodhya, Dasharatha Maharaj was as if a thunderbolt has stricken him. How can you give away a son who is so dear to you? He is so dear not just to you, to the entire kingdom. How can Ayodhya live without Ramachandra? So when Vishwamitra told that I am living in a place where any demons can easily attack, demons like Tataka and other demons are attacking us. So I don't feel anyone who is more qualified than Lord Ramachandra to help me in this. So Dasharatha Ramachandra's feet used to be so soft that small, tender, impressions of the fingerprints of Mother Sita used to get impressed on the feet of Lord Ramachandra. Imagine such a pleasing personality was sent to forest to live in the forest where there are thorns. So this was the glories of Lord Ramachandra. So however, when Lord Rama was going to Vishwamitra's ashram, Dashratha Maharaj understood that Lakshmana cannot live without Ramachandra. See, of course, nobody can live without Ramachandra in Ayodhya. They were all crying. But Lakshmana had that special, affection to Ramachandra, that he said, I just can't live without Ramachandra. No question. So Dashratha Maharaj understood that keeping back Lakshmana is not fair on his part. So Dashratha Maharaj, somehow by the instructions of Vasishta, somehow by the instructions of great council of Ayodhya, he agreed that let my son go with Vishwamitra. So in the same way, all the devotees in Krishna consciousness also, even though it may be difficult for us to give son for Gurukul training, we should endure that difficulty for their benefit. Not for our own pleasure. We should allow our children to just stay with us just because we want. So finally, Dashratha Maharaj also happily agreed, Ram and Lakshmana. It is described that when Vishwamitra was walking, Ram was walking as a shadow of Vishwamitra and Lakshmana was walking as shadow of Ramachandra. In this way, they went to the Gurukul of Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra, there may be a question that why Vishwamitra wanted Lord Ramachandra as his disciple. But to have a great disciple is also greatness of that personality. So Vishwamitra was very happy and at the same time Lord Ramachandra was very happy. So in the first to go, Vishwamitra gave two special weapons to Lord Ramachandra because of his divine qualities. These two weapons were Bala and Ati Bala. So these two special weapons were given to Lord Ramachandra and Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana were practicing this, how to exercise these weapons at the time of their need. So Vishwamitra had narrated the story of Tataka, how Tataka is a great she demon. Surprisingly, Krishna, the first demon which Krishna killed was also a female. And the first demon which Lord Ramachandra also killed was a demon, Tataka. So Vishwamitra described the wickedness of Tataka, how Tataka used to eat human beings. She was a daughter of some yaksha, some low class of yaksha. Somehow she became a demon and she married a demon, another demon called Sunda, and they had a son named Marisha. So all the family of demons. Sunda, Tataka and Marisha. If I am not wrong, Marisha is the same Marisha who became the deer. So when Lord Ramachandra heard about Tataka's, her, special demoniac weapons she had, Vishwamitra trained Rama with these two weapons, saying that these two weapons you can kill Tataka. So when Lord Ramachandra killed Tataka, the glories of Lord Ramachandra spread far and wide everywhere, that Lord Ramachandra, even though such a small boy, small, just a prince, 12-13 years old, he killed such a great demon, Tataka. So Vishwamitra became so delighted, so that for very, very long years, he trained Lord Rama and Lakshmana in various weapons. So, it may be noted that when he gave such great weapons that there were no counteractions to such weapons. So, Guru gives training to the disciples as per what is the need of this disciple. Vishwamitra, being a very great sage, he envisioned that Lord Ramachandra had in the future will have to go through living in the forest and will have to kill so many of the demons, including Ravana. So let me train in such a way that he is well equipped. So in this way, Vishwamitra trained Ramachandra. And when Ramachandra came back, of course, Ramayana is a very, very big story. We cannot narrate this such a big narration of entire Ramayana on this day. But we will take only this section of Vishwamitra training Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Ramachandra learning all the sciences from Vishwamitra and trying to destroy all these demons. So in Krishna consciousness also, when we get training from great saintly persons, that is the time when we will be able to conquer the internal enemies we have. On our own strength, we may not be able to conquer the enemies which are attacking us, but by the strength of the training, by the strength of great acharyas, we can do that. So the same Ramachandra incarnated again as Krishna. We all know when Krishna appeared, Krishna's father's Kula Guru, that is Garga Muni, he also, when he saw Krishna, he was very delighted, and he told that this Krishna and Balram have also previously incarnated also as Rama. He has spoken in an indirect way. And the same Krishna in the Kali Yuga has incarnated as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is described that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is crest jewel of all the incarnations. So why do we call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as crest jewel of all incarnations? Because all incarnations have specific mercy, specific functionality, whereas Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has the compassion of all the incarnations. Just like one of the great promise of Lord Ramachandra is that anyone who even comes and surrenders to me and tells that from today onwards, my dear Lord Ramachandra, my life belongs to you, Lord Ramachandra says, I cannot reject them. There is no question of even if that person is speaking out of pretense. So this instance happened when Ramachandra was in Rameshwaram and Vibhishana had come to surrender to Lord Ramachandra. So Lord Ramachandra's promise is that anyone who comes and surrenders to me, there is no question of rejecting him. Although he had himself killed so many demons, but he maintained this idea that anyone who comes and surrenders to me, I cannot reject them. So it is described when Vibhishana came and surrendered, Lord Ramachandra said that, Vibhishana, you will be the king of Lanka. So then the other council members of Lord Ramachandra, they told that if tomorrow Ravana comes and surrenders, what will be the situation? So he said, I will give him Ayodhya. If Ravana comes and surrenders, I will give him Ayodhya. So then they asked Ramachandra, already Bharata is king. What will happen to Bharata? So he said, Bharata, I will give him Vaikunta. He can be the Vaikunta Raj. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra is completely detached. He only is interested in exchanging relationships. Just like Krishna is Rasaraj, he has his way of exchanging the rasa of relationship. Similarly, Lord Ramachandra also has his way of exchanging relationships. His exchange of relationship is being fully obedient to his dharma. Like Krishna sometimes plays around. He has a very notorious way of presenting himself. But Lord Ramachandra's presentation is that I am very, very obedient to my dharma. Even my life can go, but the promises I have done will never go in vain. So this was the life of Lord Ramachandra. So in the section where there is description when Ramachandra comes to the place where Kaikeyi had already destroyed the entire life of Dashratha by asking these two boons, that may Lord Ramachandra be sent to forest and Bharat be enthroned as a king of Ayodhya. So when Lord Ramachandra heard from Kaikeyi's words that these are the benedictions, this is the promise of your father, Lord Ramachandra tells to Kaikeyi that me going to forest, you could have asked me. You have not even considered me as your worthiest son, because I would have been very happy to hear that Bharata becomes king. So to hear that my brother has become king, why is it that you have to go to Dasharatha and ask for your benedictions and tell me in an indirect sense? If you would have considered me as your worthy son, you could have yourself told me, and you would have known that I would have delighted in the news that Bharata has become king. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra comes true to all the words and all the promises of Dasharath Maharaj. So much so that Dasharath Maharaj at one point of time told to Ramachandra that although you are Vachanabadha, I am telling you that even if you don't want to go to forest, you need not go. Let my promise go in vain. But if you want to be the king, you be the king. And imagine, can anybody buy such a cheap compromise on Lord Ram's promise? And Lord Ram said, this is not going to happen. And he promised Kaikeyi that today only I will leave, because it was announced in Ayodhya that tomorrow will be the coronation. So how can I see unhappy faces of Ayodhya Vasis? So I am leaving today only. Just that I have to inform Kaushalya and I have to inform Sita that I am leaving. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra appeared and he upheld the entire promises of Dharma. So that's why Lord Ramachandra is also known as Maryada Purushottam Sri Ramachandra. So Lord Ramachandra is worshipped especially on this day of Ramanavami because it is his appearance day. And Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON Gaudiya Vaishnavas also worship Lord Ramachandra. At few places we have Lord Ramachandra's deity also personally present. Prabhupada wanted that the kings of this land should take inspiration from Ramachandra in ruling the kingdom according to the rules of Dharma. So that was one of the purposes why Lord Ramachandra appeared. So in one of the section it is described why Lord Ramachandra appeared. Definitely it is true. And it is mentioned that there are 4 reasons why Lord Ramachandra appeared. So we will conclude today's class with these 4 reasons. The first reason is described as demigod's prayers. So Kunti Maharani also tells to Krishna that Apare Vasudevasya Devakyam Vyachitobhyagat. So whenever the great devotee is pleased to try to please the Supreme Lord by their prayers, then Supreme Lord benedicts saying that I will appear. So this is a general trend. So the first reason why Lord Ramachandra appeared is the demigods went to Brahma, and along with the Brahma they prayed to Supreme Lord Vishnu that please incarnate. The second reason why Lord Ramachandra appeared is protection of devotees. Krishna says Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya cha Dushkritam. So just like great devotees like Vishwamitra and many other faithful worshippers of Lord Ramachandra, to protect them, Lord Ramachandra appeared. The third one was relationships. Lord Ramachandra wanted to experience the rasa of relationships. Just like Hanuman is there, Lord Ramachandra delights the pleasure in accepting the service of Hanuman. In the material world, it may be very rare to see that a master is embracing a servant. Generally, the servant comes and pays obeisance, the servant touches the feet. But Lord Ramachandra is so happy with the service of Hanuman that Lord Ramachandra delights in embracing Hanuman. So in this way, he exchanges the relationship of Dasya Rasa with Hanuman. In the same way, he exchanges the relationship of being a son of Kaushalya, being a son of Dasharath Maharaj, being a disciple of Vishwamitra, being a husband of Mother Sita, being a brother of Lakshmana. Imagine being an elder brother of Lakshmana is a great, challenge. Every now and then you see Lakshmana becoming enraged, and Ram pacifies him that, be peaceful, don't get your anger, overcome yourself. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra appeared to exchange various types of relationships. And the fourth reason why Lord Ramachandra appeared, it is described that there used to be a great wonderful deity of Lord Vishnu in the palace of Ayodhya. From the times of Ikshvaku, this great deity of Lord Vishnu used to reside in the palace of Ayodhya. And that deity was accepting the service of all these great saintly kings, Ikshvaku, Dasharatha Maharaj, Dasharatha's father. However, still he was not happy with the service of that great saintly person, great saintly kings. Imagine kings would have offered everything that is possible for the deity. So Lord himself thought that I myself should come and show how to properly worship this particular deity. So that deity used to reside in Ayodhya, and that deity is none other than Lord Ranganath Swami's deity, which Lord Ramachandra, after having duly worshipped that deity, he gave it as a gift to Vibhishana, and now that same deity is residing in Tamil Nadu in Srirangam. So Lord Ramachandra, as you all know, one of the purpose of every incarnation is that they establish Yuga Dharma. So when Lord Ramachandra appeared, it was end of Treta Yuga and the next Yuga was starting, that is Dwapara Yuga. And the Dharma of Dwapara Yuga is properly worshipping the deities. So Lord Ramachandra himself established the standard of worshipping the deity of his own self. So in this way, in the Acharya's commentary, it is described that these were 4 reasons for incarnations of Lord Ramachandra. So with this, I thought we will conclude today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam and pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. So on this day of appearance of Lord Ramachandra, we can pray to Lord Ramachandra that you please appear in my heart and please kill all the demons which are residing in my heart. So sometimes Acharyas give this comparison of a living entity loitering in this material world as Ayodhya without Rama. Just like by the bad association Kaikeyi drove away Rama from Ayodhya, in similarly these living entities have forgotten Lord Ramachandra as their master and they have driven away from this heart of the seat of Ayodhya. So similarly we can pray to Lord Ramachandra that please appear in my heart. Please give me the taste, especially in this Kali Yuga, the Lord appears as Ramachandra, as Nama. So Rama and Rama Nama are not different. So we can pray to Lord Ramachandra that please appear in my heart, or please give me the taste in chanting the holy names, or you appear in my heart as the holy name, your holy name. And please remove all the anarthas who are living in the form of great demons. The way you have killed all these great demons, please kill all the demons in my heart. And I want to see you in my heart just like you are re-established in Ayodhya. So it is fortune of all the different devotees of Lord Ramachandra that we are also witnessing the reinstallation of Lord Ramachandra in the same city of Ayodhya. Maybe in few years we will see once again the Ramachandra's temple being re-manifested by the efforts of all the devotees of Lord Ramachandra. So on this day of Ram Navami, let us offer these prayers. Thank you all very much for giving this time on such an auspicious day of Ram Navami. Shri Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki, Shri Shri Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav ki, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Any questions, or His Grace Anandmay Prabhu would like to add something to the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, can please do so. Anybody has any questions? Yes, Murli Prabhu has a question. Anybody has a mic?
Hare Krishna Bhaji, Pranam. In every living being's heart also, Krishna, Rama are always there. Where there is Krishna or Rama, there is no possibility for staying of demonic thoughts also. Then how, when there are, when Lord Krishna and Rama are staying in everybody's heart, then how demonic thoughts are coming into all these hearts? What is the
You are
reason?
telling that during the descent of Lord Ramachandra.
No, always Krishna is there in everybody's heart.
Okay,
Then
Krishna
still
is
why
there in-
demonic thoughts are also coming from the heart of everybody?
Why demoniac thoughts are coming
Yeah,
in the
they are
hearts of
doing
people?
war.
Lord Krishna is there in everyone's heart. So why demoniac thoughts are coming in the hearts of? Okay. So although the Supreme Lord resides in every living entity's heart, it does not mean that He is active. He is living in their hearts just to sustain their life, sustain their lives. The living entities have forgotten Lord Ramachandra. Just like the mother of mother of Rama is Kaushalya, and Kaushalya's sister is Kaikeyi. So Kaikeyi's son is also Supreme Personality of Godhead. How did Kaikeyi got such demoniac thought? Because of bad association. So in the material world also, the whole thing is spoiled when we accept bad association to our heart. Just like Kaikeyi accepted the words of Mantra, sorry, not Sumantra. We can't use Mantra. So Kaikeyi accepted the words of Mantra to her heart. That is the reason why she drove away Rama. So in a similar way, we have heard that materialistic enjoyment is goal of our life, and we thought that it is better to drive away Supreme Lord from our heart. So the bad association has a great effect. Okay? Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much. We'll offer just one prayer to Lord Ramachandra. You all can recite after me. Ramaya Ramachandraya Ramaya Ramabhadraya. What is that? Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. So today there will be Kirtans, and at 11 o'clock there will be Abhishekam, followed by the class by His Grace Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu. Hare Krishna.